Okay, welcome in everyone. Welcome into another episode of Commander's Franchise. I don't mean to be a doomer and gloomer here, but this could very well be the last one. Of course, those of you that have followed the series know that this is the fifth and final season of this rebuild, where we've already won a Super Bowl, but we're trying to make it two. And we are in the playoffs, and we will be taking on the Detroit Lions in the wild card round at home. Now, we ended up defeating the Eagles last week by a final score of 34-14, playing all of our backups, by the way, while the Eagles played all their starters. So, a very good and a very comfortable win. Didn't have to stress at all. So, that was very fun. But anyways, before we jump into this wild card game against the Lions, let's take a look at some stats and awards. So Sam Howell on the air, he ended up missing probably close to 2 games. I know he got injured in 2 different games and didn't return. And he also missed 1 game. Finished with 3,100 yards, 20 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. I ignore the interception total because most of those are my fault. But not that great of a season, and we'll call it, 14 games because Sam Howell didn't play in the Week 18 finale either. But in 14 games, less than a little more than 200 yards a game. 3,100 yards in 14 games, 20 passing touchdowns, a 65% completion percentage. Brian May's got some action out there. 552 yards, 4 touchdowns to just 1 interception, completing 69% of his passes. On the ground, Jonathan Tolliver, despite missing 8 weeks with a broken collarbone, was still our leading rusher. Almost 700 yards and 9 rushing touchdowns. Bam Knight did a pretty good job filling in. 664 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. Devin Purnell, our 4th-round rookie out of South Carolina State, also did a very good job filling in. 100 carries on the dot for 515 yards, 6 rushing touchdowns. Roschon Johnson, our power back, finished with just under 300 yards rushing and 3 rushing touchdowns. Sam Howell added in a little more than 100 yards and a touchdown as well. Cethan Carter, our fullback, 9 carries for 16 yards, but we pretty much used fullback dive as our version of the tush push. He had a couple of rushing touchdowns. And Brian Mays had a couple of rushing touchdowns as well. Receiving, Terry McLaurin for the first time in this franchise, and for the first time in 7 seasons, finishes with under 1,000 yards, so his streak of consecutive 1,000-yard seasons comes to an end. He finishes with 801 yards, 6 touchdowns. Rayshawn Nash finishes with 800 yards on the dot and just 1 receiving touchdown, but he's still super reliable between the end zones. And he ended up making the Pro Bowl. That's actually pretty cool. Devontae Miller, who we of course acquired from the Giants in a trade for Levi Jenkins, our original starting left guard, 642 yards and 6 touchdowns. Luke Cole, our 1st-round rookie receiver, 604 yards and only 2 touchdowns. We did have 4 different receivers with over 600 yards, so we were very much distributing the ball. Mitch Crawford, our number 2 tight end, 357 yards and 2 touchdowns. Very happy to have him as our number 2 tight end. Sidney Burgess, 160 yards on just 7 catches, including a touchdown. Tolliver, 144 yards, 3 touchdowns out of the backfield. Bam Knight had 134 yards. Purnell had 66. Kyer Highsmith had a receiving touchdown. Roschon Johnson, not really known for his receiving ability, had 2 receiving touchdowns on his 3 catches. And Cethan Carter, our fullback, had 1 catch that went for 21 yards and a touchdown. I don't really care about sack numbers when it comes to offensive linemen. Madden doesn't know how to keep track of those, but I do like to look at downs played. Brett Pittman, who I think is our de facto long snapper, leads the way. That makes sense. Mike Gerard held up very well. Sam Cosmi did miss some time with an injury, 870 snaps played. Quentin Hodges, I think, also missed some time. Oh, and Perkins missed some time. But we got to see Chris Paul play over 500 snaps. He's one of the handful of guys who have spent the entire duration of this rebuild on the team, despite the fact that he's been a backup the whole time. We see guys like Chris Murray have north of 300 snaps, Connor McGovern a little more than 200, Walter Callahan just north of 100, Seth Hill with 79. Defensively, Cameron Curl led the way with 108 tackles. Kenneth Murray was the next closest with 98. I'm curious, did Cameron Curl make the Pro Bowl? He did not. Okay. Kenneth Murray had to have made the Pro Bowl. Okay, yep, he ends up making his second Pro Bowl. Kenneth Murray, 98 tackles, 20 TFLs, 13 sacks as an off-the-ball linebacker, 2 interceptions. Chase Young, 15.5 sacks, led the way, only beating out Kenneth Murray. He makes his 4th Pro Bowl. Montez Sweat finishes with just under 10 sacks. I don't think he ended up making the Pro Bowl. Doesn't look like he did. Chase Young also had 23 TFLs. Kenneth Murray had 20, 13 for Montez Sweat, 11 for D'Angelo Michaels, 10 for Jonathan Allen, who is still on IR. What about interceptions? Emmanuel Forbes led the way with 4. Emmanuel Forbes, who made the Pro Bowl last year, does not make it this year, although I would say he still had a very good season. And you know who actually had a very good season is Cliff Greenfield, our first ever draft pick. Kind of struggled in coverage, but he actually had probably his best season this year. Didn't make the Pro Bowl either. I wouldn't call that a Pro Bowl caliber season anyways, but still, a very solid season. 3 interceptions for Jalen Watson. He make the Pro Bowl? He makes the Pro Bowl. So our slot corner ends up making the Pro Bowl. We, of course, let our multiple-time Pro Bowl nickel corner, Quan Martin, leave in free agency, and Jalen Watson just takes his place like it's nothing. About forced fumbles. No one had more than 1 forced fumble. Defensive touchdowns. Jalen Watson had a pick 6. Cliff Greenfield had a pick 6. Joey Sly only missed 1 field goal all year and 1 extra point. Very good kicker. Did he end up making the Pro Bowl? He did. He makes his 2nd career Pro Bowl with us. Blake Gillikin, 9 punts inside the 20, 6 touchbacks, averaging almost 50 yards a boot. He does not make the Pro Bowl. Connor Highsmith with over 1,200 kick return yards and 2 kick return touchdowns. He's got to be nearing in on Devin Hester's record. I don't think he's broken it. He somehow doesn't make the Pro Bowl as a kick returner. Punt returning, James Cotton, 225 yards. And yeah, that's our team. Handful of Pro Bowlers. Okay, so if we take a look at the playoff bracket, we ended up clinching the 4 seed with an 11-6 record, and we of course won the NFC East, and we will be taking on the 5 seed Detroit Lions. Rest of the NFC, the Atlanta Falcons, who are an absolute wagon, by the way. They earned the first round bye. We'll see the Vikings take on the Bucks. The Rams take on the Panthers. The AFC side, the Chiefs get the first round bye. No surprise there. Bengals and Colts will play. Bills and Ravens will play. And the Texans and the Dolphins. But the only game we're really concerned about is this Detroit Lions team. And they finished with the same record as us at 11-6. Let's take a look at their roster, see how different it is versus their real-life roster. So their starting quarterback is Harry Herbert. Jared Goff's still on the team, but he's listed as the number 2 quarterback. Harry Herbert, 82 overall, a third-year man out of Arkansas. Jahmyr Gibbs, only an 86 overall, kind of low for him. Their receiving core, they have Amon-Ra St. Brown, 95 overall with superstar Dev. Nate Campbell, a superstar X-Factor, third-year man out of Florida State. He's a 91, and they still have Jameson Williams, who is an 87 overall. That is an insanely good receiving core, and we, of course, have to look out for Jameson Williams at 98 speed. Sam Laporta, superstar Dev, only an 82 overall at tight end, though, but still, he is a beast at tight end. DeMarco Davis, fourth-year man out of USF, is an 81. Jonah Jackson is a 79. Frank Ragnow, still with the team here, at a 90 overall. Ragnow, of course, ended up retiring. I think it was prior to the 2024 season. Elliott Bradford, fourth-year man out of Florida State, he's an 80. And Penei Sewell, the superstar right tackle, is a 94 overall. On defense, Aiden Hutchinson, superstar X-Factor, 98 overall. Joseph Osai, 77 overall. Matthew Zimmerman, fourth-year man at NC State, is an 82. Leo Stills, a second-year man at Tennessee, is a 75. James Caldwell, third-year man at Oregon, is a 75. Still have Jack Campbell, he's an 84. Christopher Richardson, second-year man out of Auburn, is an 81. Mike Burgess, 80 overall, fourth-year man out of Arizona State. And in their secondary, old friend Kendall Fuller is an 85 overall. Bryce Hall is an 81. And Kenny Francis, a third-year man out of Louisville, is an 80. They also have Cam Taylor-Britt, former Cincinnati Bengal. He's an 80 overall. A lot of these guys kind of profile as nickel corner. I know Bryce Hall and Kendall Fuller play nickel corner. I think Cam Taylor-Britt has played some of both. I don't know about this made-up guy, but maybe that's something we can take advantage of. They have Kelvin Bennett, rookie out of Michigan. He's a 79 at one safety. C.J. Gardner-Johnson at the other safety. He's an 88. Cameron Dicker the kicker, he's their kicker. 76 overall. And Matt Ariza, the punt god. You need to keep your guard up around Matt Ariza, is what the joke was. He's their punter. Okay, so they have a pretty good team. We've never played their quarterback before. Jahmyr Gibbs, still a pretty good running back. They have a really deep receiving core. Looks like they pass short more than anything. So I guess we'll go with defending the short pass. Now, we're going to have to watch out for Aiden Hutchinson. Their secondary isn't anything to write home about, I think. But we are kind of a run-first team. And I think as long as we run it away from Aiden Hutchinson, we'll be in good shape. We'll go ahead and start and simulate our training. And let's pray to God that we don't have any injuries. And Chase Young has turf toe. So our best defensive player is out for this game. Awesome. Love that. I rested all my starters last week, too. Okay, we're clean on offense, but losing Chase Young is kind of a huge deal. Alright, so I'm going to have to fix my depth chart real quick. So if we go to left end, Patrick Jones is slated to start. I'm going to move Myron Murphy, make him the starter. Yeah, I'm going to just keep the same defense out there. So I had been kind of rotating defensive tackles. Yeah. That's devastating, man. But can only play with the hand you're dealt with, right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this wild card round against the Detroit Lions. Could be the last ever Commanders franchise stream. I'm approaching 100 streams. I am going to get the new Madden and start streaming whenever I'm done with this. And here we are in Landover, Maryland at the Super Wild Card Weekend.
It's the Lions and the Commanders, and it's coming up next.
All right, and we are kicking off, so we will, of course, receive the second half kickoff. Joey Slye to kick this one away.
It's the second of our
and off we go.
Super Wild Card Weekend continues.
In the NFL playoffs, as the Detroit Lions will start the strive at the 25.
Will begin at the 25. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive.
We take a look at Harry Herbert, 3,700 yards, 33 touchdowns, just 15 interceptions. Now, I don't know how mobile he is. We'll go conservative. on any option plays.
He expects to do it early.
First and 10. This is a give on the outside to Gibbs. Nice tackle there by Percy Butler. Holds him to a gain of 3.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Another give to Gibbs, and he has a huge hole. Jahmyr Gibbs picks up the first down out past the 40.
Takes it across the 40-yard line. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
Good running right there, and this is a man who's a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
Herbert setting up to throw on.
And a quick pass, and that's complete. That's Campbell, their superstar X-Factor receiver. And the Lions are out past midfield.
That one for 14 yards and another first.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And that's a quick pass, and that's complete to Laporta for 5 yards.
Here, 5 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On second down,
Pitch to the outside to Gibbs, and Gibbs has a huge hole. And he is down at the 20 for another first down.
that burst good for 20 and a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going.
Another give to Gibbs, and Gibbs with another big hole. Gibbs sheds out of a tackle, and he's down to the 6.
Will be stopped at the 6. 50 yards rushing for him now as he has started this wild card round with a flourish. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball.
And I think that's going to be a false start.
It's working, but I flip it over and watch and say, okay,
We back up the Lions 5 yards to the 11.
they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
And they'll try again here, first and goal after the false start.
Another give to Gibbs. Gets to the 5.
It'll be second and goal coming up.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. Straight ahead with Gibbs.
Another give to Gibbs. He sheds out of a tackle and finds the end zone for the touchdown.
The end zone for a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, a 5-yard touchdown run. And
The Lions just had their way with us offensively.
For the extra point, Cameron Dicker.
Cameron Dicker splits the uprights, and it's 7-0 on an 8-play, 80-yard drive.
So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from Jahmyr Gibbs.
And we'll let that one land in the end zone. We'll start this drive off at the 25. So here comes our offense, led by Sam Howell. We have done a pretty good job of not turning the ball over. We're riding into this wild card round with a 4-game winning streak.
4 years in the league under his belt, now in year number 6.
And he comes into these playoffs bringing a team that's been battle-tested, won the division, and earned the home playoff game here in round 1. But every year they know that a division champ, it feels like...
First and 10, our first play from scrimmage is going to be a give to Jonathan Tolliver, and he picks up 4. Bring up a 2nd and 6.
Mistake-free and with passion.
That stop made by Jack Campbell.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down.
Gonna go empty here.
After they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
We're going to check this one down to Devontae Miller, and he picks up the first down to the 40-yard line. Gain of 11.
Takes it up to the 40. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
Second carry to Jonathan Tolliver. Picks up 6. Bring up a 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
I'm going to send Cole on a quick out.
Second down.
And we're going to give it to him right away. And Luke Cole has the reception and has the first down to the 44. Corner was playing with a lot of cushion.
This wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field. So he can put his
Tolliver with his 3rd carry. This one only goes for 3.
He pushes through a would-be tackler to get about.
I'm going to take Tolliver out of the game for the time being. Let's put Bam Knight in.
Second down. Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Howell.
And wide open is Devontae Miller. Devontae Miller all the way down to the 21, and the Lions have an injury. Leo Stills injured on the play. Heads to the sideline, working with the trainer there. Miller with his 2nd catch on the drive.
Take a peek, and we'll take a break. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
We're going to play action here.
Handoff, Howell.
And we're going to take a shot to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Looking for Mitch Crawford that time.
And it's 2nd down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
2nd and 10.
Here's Bam Knight again. His first carry, and Bam Knight has the first down to the 9-yard line. 1st and goal.
The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
We're going to audible here.
They just do get the playoff.
Play action.
Rolling to his right.
We're going to take off with Sam Howell and run out of bounds at the 3.
He's out of bounds right at the 3. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still.
2nd and goal from the 3. Going to give this one to Bam Knight up the middle, and he can't get there.
Get across the plane
To the 1.
right around the 1. So now things get interesting.
Put Tolliver in.
From the 1.
This almost becomes a Darwinian call, doesn't it? Almost survival of the fittest here. I know we can go all cliche. I'll go ahead and do
3rd and goal.
Who wants it more here? Who has a better leverage at the line of scrimmage? Let's go and see what happens.
I'm going to send Rayshawn Nash in motion.
Left the tight end.
Give to Tolliver, and he can walk in for the touchdown.
End zone. Touchdown Washington. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Commanders are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their
Now
own.
Joey Sly with an opportunity to tie it here. And he does just that. We are knotted up at 7 on an 11-play, 74-yard drive.
So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And the Lions will start this drive off at the 25.
Come out to the 25. And Detroit getting set to go now. One semi-factor, if you want to call it that was brought up in the papers this morning here, Charles. We got a dome team on the road in a cold weather environment, first round of the playoffs in January. Do you think that's a big deal?
Ordinarily, I say no. But in this
And Herbert can't get the pass off. It falls to the turf, incomplete.
some coaches will want their teams exposed to it. If you're coming from a warm weather place, and, even getting outside of your dome doesn't really help you. A lot of times they'll go on the road a little bit earlier. Go to a cold weather place. Go to a place where there's a little bit of weather and practice practice there that week before the game to try and simulate the conditions they expect.
Another give to Gibbs, and Gibbs is brought down for a loss by Montez Sweat.
They're able to get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
But that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working to help out his vision to see where the play was going.
3rd and 11.
Inside and tackled him for a loss.
This is going to be a screen, but it's broken up. Thrown into the turf, incomplete, and our defense makes a stop and forces a punt.
Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3-and-out.
James Cotton back to return.
This away into the icy winter air.
He makes the catch and is immediately drilled at the 30.
On the punt. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the
1st and 10. Give to Tolliver. We're going to bounce this to the outside. And Jonathan Tolliver finds the edge and runs out of bounds after a gain of 13.
Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
First and 10 here.
They'll throw on 1st down. Here's Howell.
And that pass is incomplete. Looking for Luke Cole. Sam Howell was under pressure.
It looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right, they did something to disrupt that time.
2nd and 10.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
It's Tolliver again, and nowhere to run. Brought down at the line of scrimmage, and that will bring up a 3rd and 10.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here's 3rd and 10. Howell, he'll look to throw it.
Pass is complete to Rayshawn Nash. He tries to turn upfield. He does, but he's short. It's going to be a 4th and 2. We're going for it.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up 4th down. And Howell will throw it.
And that pass is incomplete. Looking for Devontae Miller that time. He can't hold on. And we turn it over on downs.
At the 49-yard line. Well, it was too far for a field goal try. You don't really gain a whole lot out of a punt, so I don't think you have much of a problem with that, do you?
No, not at all. I think it's the right play, the exact right play, because even if you want to play defense and pin them deep, you know how hard it is for a punter to knock one dead inside the 10-yard line. That's not necessary.
That pass is incomplete. Emmanuel Forbes knocks it away from Jamison Williams.
This one lines up to be incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that.
2nd and 10.
In this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
On 2nd and 10, the ball back with Herbert.
That pass is going to be complete to Amon-Ra St. Brown. He picks up 8.
45 before going out of bounds. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
3rd and 2.
3rd and 2.
Quick pass, and it's hauled in by Jamison Williams.
And he is going to have a Lions.
And the Lions pick up the first down.
6 that time on 3rd and 2.
And that's how the first quarter will come to an end. We're tied at 7, but the Lions are in field goal range.
7-7, our score after 1. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Again, Herbert.
That pass is complete to Jamison Williams, and he's down all the way to the 15.
Down around the 15-yard line.
Emmanuel Forbes had a chance to pick that off, but misses.
First down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play. Never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Another give to Gibbs, but he's brought down for a loss by Kenneth Murray.
Tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And Gibbs ends up picking up 6.
65 yards rushing for him in this first half as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs.
In the 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes
3rd and 5.
game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape.
That's a little RPO complete to St. Brown, and he's going to be short.
Situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Are they going to go for this?
4 yards there on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
They are not. They're going to settle for 3, which is a pussy move, but we'll take it. 4th and a yard. And Dicker, the kicker, gives the Lions the lead. It's 10-7.
Here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks, you tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT.
Connor Highsmith will let this one land in the end zone. Start the drive at the 25.
You really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Washington offense set to take over. They're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off
Sending
the
Nash in motion.
Gave them only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want
Tolliver only picks up 2.
and have their own drive.
2nd and 8.
For themselves.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Back-to-back run plays here. Tolliver makes it 3rd and inches. I'm going to put Roschon Johnson in. He's on the team basically for situations like this.
Pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier
3rd
to
and
stay
inches.
upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
There he is, Roschon Johnson. Only needed a few inches, ends up picking up 6 yards and the 1st down.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that 1st.
Gonna keep Roschon Johnson in the game for now. We're sending Mitch Crawford in motion. 3 tight end set here.
They stay on the ground on 1st with
Crawford didn't block anyone. Johnson only picks up a yard.
up to the 43.
Let's get him out of the game. Let's put Bam Knight in.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. This time they'll throw it with Howell.
And wide open is Devontae Miller, all the way down to the 14-yard line. What a game he's having. He has 3 catches for 73 yards already. 1st and 10 from the 14. Here's Bam Knight for a yard.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. Now 2nd and 9. Throwing here, Howell.
Rayshawn Nash makes the catch and scores. Touchdown, Rayshawn Nash. And we take the lead.
And the Commanders have taken the lead. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside.
And it is 14-10 on a 7-play, 74-yard drive.
Boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
The Lions will start this drive at the 25.
Will start at the 25. Jahmyr Gibbs and the Lions offense getting set once again. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen and put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary.
And that pass is incomplete. Looking for Campbell, their X-Factor receiver. That pass was a little behind him. Second down.
Also, not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress.
That pass is complete to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he picks up the first.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit. And that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look.
Here's Gibbs. Picks up 5.
You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
From the 42-yard line, here's a 2nd and 5. They'll go again.
And Cameron Curl with the tackle right at the line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 5.
And that play was the defensive front that won the battle. They leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
The offense on 3rd down tonight.
3rd and 5.
This will be 3rd and 5.
Play action. And that pass over the middle is complete to St. Brown. There is a flag on the play. But it's going to be holding on the offense. So they will repeat 3rd down.
3rd round pick, the guilty party. So following the holding call, what can
3rd and 14.
Herbert now.
And Herbert can't get rid of the ball, and he's brought down by Tyler Wise.
Gets home.
And that will bring up a 4th down, and out comes Detroit's punt team.
Matt Araiza now on to punt this one away.
Here comes Matt Araiza, the punt god, to kick it away. James Cotton couldn't return it his last time, and he doesn't really return it for much this time either. Only gets it to the 26.
On the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
3:21 to go here in the first half. We do receive the second half kickoff. And here's Bam Knight for 3, and Jack Campbell is injured on the play. That will stop the clock for once Detroit, or the other team, I should say, suffering the injuries instead of us.
They're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They'll come up 2nd and 7. Now Howell.
And Sam Howell misses Luke Cole, incomplete.
That's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options.
3rd and 7.
And forced the incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
I'm going to send Devontae Miller in motion here. So I think they're in man coverage. We get it off to Jonathan Tolliver, but he can't pick up the first down.
Out to the 32, brought down there. That's going to bring up fourth down, only a gain of 2 there.
That's 4th and 4, and we're going to have to punt this one away.
A little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down.
Punt is away. They're going to let this one go, and it goes through the end zone for the touchback. That is okay, though.
Into the end zone for a touchback. Detroit's offense ready to take over. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because
1st and 10.
on both sides, but sometimes
Here's
the
Gibbs.
pressure is higher.
Nice tackle there by D'Angelo Michaels. Hold him to a gain of a yard.
Trying to increase it.
Could be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And it looks like it will be.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Second and 9 now from the 21.
2nd and 9.
Justin Herbert looking to pass.
And that pass is complete for a yard.
They'll wind up getting
They're going to go no huddle here. We're going to take a timeout, actually.
Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here now a 3rd down and 8.
3rd and 8.
Now it's Herbert.
Herbert stepping up, and we miss. We missed.
Slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
We had an opportunity to make a play, and we failed.
Line of scrimmage.
Lions have to take a timeout due to an injury.
Here's Herbert.
Herbert still looking, and just is able to get it away. Incomplete.
Ends up incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
2nd and 10.
Back to the air. Herbert on 2nd down.
That pass is complete to Campbell. We once again fail to make a play.
Cross midfield and inside the 45.
They're going to go no huddle here.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass.
Herbert looking to throw.
Underneath.
It's complete again.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the
That
open
pass is incomplete.
Again on 2nd.
Looking for one of the tight ends over the middle. And that will bring up 3rd down.
field. What's thrown to him, and that play he simply dropped it.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down.
3rd and 6.
Here's Herbert.
And we make the tackle, but Gibbs is able to hold on.
It's now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop.
And the Lions pick up the first down.
First half. Herbert throwing again.
Pass is complete to Campbell. He's tackled inbounds for 8.
After a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They have a timeout left. Are they going to run a play? They take the timeout with 4 seconds to go. Looks like they're going to settle for 3.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's
We're going to try to ice the kicker.
to the field. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here.
So we'll make it a 1-point game if Cameron Dicker can split the uprights. And he will. There's 1 second to go. It's a 1-point game with 1 second to go here in the first half. Now we have Connor Highsmith, one of the best returners in league history. Does he have a vintage moment in him? No, he does not. We will go to the locker room. We are up 13-14.
In this NFC wild card matchup, as we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The second of our 2 games here on this super wild card.
Well, look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because.
All right, I think we're going to keep grounding and pounding, but we are going to defend the inside run. Jameer Gibbs is kind of killing us. We do receive the second half kickoff. Overall, a good first half. Connor Highsmith from the goal line. And he loses the ball, but we fall on it. Do not do that again. Oh my God. Make sure Tolliver's our lead back.
Nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures.
Put Nash in motion.
He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound.
Here's Tolliver for 3. 2nd and 7.
You know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there to
2nd and 7.
Same case on that play.
This time we go to Tolliver as a receiver, and he picks up the first down.
They'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think
And Tolliver is brought down for a loss.
backfield, in this case, he picks up a first down.
It'll be 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
Now they contend with
2nd and 12.
After the loss. Powell.
We'll go to Luke Cole here. Breaks have 1 tackle, picks up 7. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Nice little gain. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
I send Nash on a slant.
From the gun.
And Rayshawn Nash has it on the hot route. All the way down to the 46. I'm going to take Tolliver out just for the time being. Let's put Bam Knight back in.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field.
I am going with Chew Clock here.
And QBs love to make that
Our defense hasn't done the best job keeping the Lions offense off the field. So if we can score here.
Down to the 42, 2nd down.
Really, if we can score a touchdown. This Knight picks up 3.
A positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
2nd and 7. Back to throw, Howell.
And Rayshawn Nash with a catch over the middle to the 27.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Play action.
Taking the handoff, Howell.
And Terry McLaurin goes up and grabs it at the 2.
Stopped it, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A really nice gain of 25
his first catch of the game.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays.
Putting Tolliver back in.
Field, and just like that, they can be set up with a 1st and goal.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got
1st and goal from the 2. Tolliver. Touchdown. His 2nd of the game.
Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Commanders take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going for 2 here. I want to make it a 2-score game.
Offense going to stay out there and go for 2.
I like this look. Can we get there? Jonathan Tolliver for 2. And the Lions have an injured player.
The touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead.
So it is now a 2-score game.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will be.
The Lions start this drive at the 25.
So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They make their 2nd half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's
and down goes Herbert. It's Javon Kinlaw.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realize what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
2nd and 16. It's going to be a give to Jahmyr Gibbs, and he has a huge hole, and he picks up 10 yards.
9-yard line brought down there. 81 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
I don't think anyone thought we'd see a run facing 2nd and that long, and that element of surprise, I think, helped make that play so successful.
3rd and 6.
Nice effort on that carry, and it took what seemed like 2nd and impossible. Now has him within throwing range of a 1st down.
Herbert going to throw it deep down the right side, and it's incomplete. Knocked away by Emmanuel Forbes. And our defense forces a 3 and out.
Falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now. As he'll come on.
Matt Rice to kick this one away. James Cotton to receive his 3rd punt.
50 yards of punt as he gets this away. Pulled in at the 24.
And James Cotton with some room here, and he's out of bounds at the 42. Nice return there.
Very good return that time. 18 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over.
I want to make sure we're being conservative. I do not want to turn the ball over here.
Howell and the Commanders come up now 1st and 10 at their own 42.
Start off this drive with a give. Jonathan Tolliver for 5.
Past the 45 and down at the 46. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
2nd and 5. Back-to-back carries for Jonathan Tolliver. And it'll be 3rd and inches.
After a gain of 5.
You know what that means. We're going to put Roschon Johnson in.
Being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control.
3rd and inches.
Football. Sustained runs, taking their time.
Johnson just needs a few inches. He's got more than a few inches. 1st down.
Brandon, they're still in the league. The momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. The 1st down carry.
Johnson, no gain there. 2nd and 10.
At the line of scrimmage.
Gonna give Purnell some snaps. He's yet to see the field.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Second down, Howell back to pass.
We're going to check this one down to Mitch Crawford. Picks up 5. And that will bring up a 3rd and 5.
And that's going to bring up the 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
3rd and 5.
Howell, he'll look to throw it.
And Devontae Miller holds on and jumps over his defender and picks up the 1st down. What a catch.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you get.
There's Devin Purnell, his first touch of the game. He picks up 5.
Really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. A nice run right there. And we talk this time of year about certain teams, certain players who don't have a lot of postseason history to speak of.
We're going to play action here.
In his rookie season in the NFL.
And that pass is picked. Oh, no. We were so good at not turning the ball over, but we turned the ball over there.
With a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one, because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick
1st and 10. This is going to be a little RPO, and it's complete to Jamison Williams for 8.
Even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
A gain of 8 there on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. Gibbs.
Another give to Gibbs. And they're going to give him the 1st down. And I believe that's how the 3rd quarter will come to an end. We are up by 2 scores, but that interception was pretty devastating.
Remains in this NFC wild card matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL. And it's on. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert.
Pass is complete to Campbell. Cliff Greenfield whiffs on the tackle, and he picks up the 1st down.
Shy of the red zone before going out. 1st down Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to 1.
And I believe we have another false start. We do.
They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Oh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
Play action and a little check down to Sam Laporta, and he's brought down for a loss by D'Angelo Michaels.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
Another give to Gibbs, and Gibbs with a nice run. He picks up 12.
94 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's going on. I was pretty surprised when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for him.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude.
3rd and 4.
Doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big.
And his throw to the right side is intercepted by Emmanuel Forbes. What a play by Emmanuel Forbes to give us the ball back.
Unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Can put Tolliver back in. What a play by Emmanuel Forbes.
like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game.
So the Lions unable to score points off our interception by throwing an interception of their own. There's Tolliver, big hole up the middle. Picks up 9.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal?
Play action.
Box and continue to move the ball.
We're going to take off with Sam Howell and run out of bounds.
Across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
After the costly interception late, good job by him to keep it himself that time. Just tuck it, run it, and scramble for the marker. Don't give the coverage another chance at taking it away from him.
Tolliver slips out of 1 tackle, ends up picking up 5. Gonna take him out. I'm gonna put Bam Knight in. I go heavy here. There's Bam Knight. Picks up 3. Bring up a 3rd and 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training.
3rd and 2.
They'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down.
Tolliver again has the first down and more. Jonathan Tolliver out past midfield. His 16th carry of the game.
First down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences
There's Bam Knight. Finds the hole. Picks up 8.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Can put Purnell back in. It's Purnell. That was kind of a funky blocking scheme on that trap, but it works. We pick up the 1st down.
4 yards to pick up, 1st down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than
Purnell again. His 3rd carry, this one only going for 2.
Any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Can put Roschon Johnson in.
Job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Play action.
Fake, and now here's how to throw it.
Wide open is Luke Cole. Luke Cole inside the 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Luke Cole. And we open this game.
32 yards. And the Commanders have extended.
That might be the game right there. They want us to go for 2. And I agree with this. Let's put Tolliver back in as our lead back.
Touchdown here, the playoffs.
And it shows off his big playability too, because we saw this quite a bit in college, and it certainly continued here at the next level.
This will make it a 3-score game.
For a guy who's made them all season long.
They're going to try and run.
And he can't get there.
He's not going to get in there.
So it remains a 2-score game.
And the lead is going to stay right where it is.
But we do score a touchdown.
I love the excitement of a 2-point try. You know, to see what's going to happen, and it happens pretty quickly, doesn't it? You get an answer, and in this case, it was unsuccessful for the guys trying.
Let's see if we can force a return here. It looks like we will.
I stole both of your pins in this one. My bad, partner.
Hey, that's okay.
Shed some time off the clock, and they lose a yard.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. time for another look at this Lions offense. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank,
quick pass complete to Campbell for 7.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost
Wide open is Sam Laporta there. It picks up the first down.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the
And a give to Gibbs, but he's brought down on the play by someone.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On second down, here's Herbert.
Herbert looking to throw, and the pass is complete.
His tight end, it's Tommy Tremble. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 4.
And Herbert has to throw that one away, incomplete.
It's going to wind up incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to
And it's 4th and 4. They are going to go for it.
facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
4th and 4. Quick pass, and that's complete to Laporta.
And that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Herbert back to the air. Throw over the middle, he finds Williams. And now they're in the hurry-up. Herbert. He's got it complete to Gibbs.
Pick up the first. And Emmanuel Forbes is injured on the play.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player.
That's not good.
Staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
Game's not over yet.
Here's Herbert.
And Herbert goes down on the sack.
Taken down. They'll come up now on 2nd down. Justin Herbert looking to pass.
He keeps calling him Justin Herbert, by the way.
Their partner guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last
A
snap.
dislocated shoulder for Emmanuel Forbes. That might be okay. I don't think he's going to miss more time, at least.
The decibel level.
3rd and 19.
3rd and long. Now it's Herbert.
This is a screen. Gibbs has it.
This is Gibbs. And this
Picks up
time
11.
did not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29.
And we're at the 2-minute warning.
Well, you need your best play here, no doubt.
4th and 8.
Down and 8. Throwing, Herbert.
And Herbert can't get the pass off, and it's incomplete.
Not convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this long drive is going to wind up yielding.
And we should be 1 first down away
For this next drive, the
from moving on to the divisional round.
and a few kneel downs should
Starts
just
off
about do it.
with a give to Jonathan Tolliver.
3 timeouts.
Picks up 5.
Very little reason to use him at this point. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here.
Put Purnell in. Second and 5.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5.
Purnell
Run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
picks up 4.
It's now going to use the second of their timeouts.
Bring Roshan Johnson in.
They'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Heavy
1 yard will do it.
on 3rd and 1. Up the middle.
And Roshan Johnson has the first down.
Commanders first
And that'll do it.
That should just about do it.
28-13 your final score here.
Take a knee.
Yeah, that wasn't a perfect game, but we made plays when we needed to.
Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs. And that knee will do it. Can't stop the clock defensively, so they protected their home field, got the victory in the wild card round.
And rewarded their home crowd. They came out in force for this one, really supported them throughout the year, and boy, they were something special in this one. And maybe it's their last home game, and if so, they sent them out with a great...
All right, and there will be a stream tomorrow.
Washington moving on as we say so long, everybody. Thanks for watching.
We send the Detroit Lions packing, 28-13 the final score here in Landover. Coach Moorhead with another playoff victory.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports.
All right, so Sam Howell,
So long, everybody.
overall a pretty good game. We only threw the ball 20 times. He went 15 of 20 for 227 yards, 2 touchdowns, that one boneheaded interception. On the ground, Jonathan Tolliver, 17 carries, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bam Knight, 7 for 32. Roschon Johnson, 5 for 15. He always gets kind of gypped in the yards per carry department because we always bring him in for short yardage situations. But he does his job. Sam Howell had a couple scrambles. Purnell, 4 for 15. Receiving, Rayshawn Nash, 4 for 56 and a touchdown. Devontae Miller, 4 for 83. Luke Cole, 3 for 48 and a touchdown. Tolliver had 2 for 10. Mitch Crawford, 1 for 5. And Terry McLaurin, only 1 catch, but it was a big one for 25 yards to set us up for a touchdown. Defensively, Percy Butler and Kenneth Murray lead the way in the tackles department with 10. Cameron Curl and Cliff Greenfield had 7. 2 TFLs for D'Angelo Michaels and Kenneth Murray, 1 for Martin Christmas, Javon Kinlaw, Percy Butler, Cameron Curl, Tyler Wise, and Montez Sweat. We ended up compiling 3 sacks as a team, 1 for Kinlaw, 1 for Wise, half for D'Angelo Michaels and Kenneth Murray. Emmanuel Forbes, of course, had a huge red zone interception after we threw an interception ourselves. Now taking a look at the Lions stats, Harry Herbert, who the announcers kept calling Justin Herbert, 22 of 33, a buck 92, no touchdowns, did throw that aforementioned red zone interception. Jahmyr Gibbs ran the ball pretty well against us, 16 for 91 and a touchdown. He also led the way receiving, tied in receptions, 5 for 31. Nate Campbell, their superstar X-Factor receiver, 5 for 54. Jamison Williams, 4 for 40. Sam Laporta, 4 for 25. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 3 for 23. All things considered, these 4 pass catchers, or really these 5 pass catchers if you want to throw Jahmyr Gibbs in there, these are all superstars, and we kept them all in check. Defensively, I guess the only thing that's relevant to us, they only had 3 TFLs on the day, and no sacks, and 1 interception. 3 TFLs, how many times did we run the ball? 17, 24, 29, 33. I think we ran the ball twice with Sam Howell, plus 3 kneel downs. So we ran the ball 35 times and only allowed 3 TFLs. So, and no sacks. Great game by our offensive line. And we have some upgrades. Owen Perkins. The thing I'd like to see him improve the most, our guards don't seem to have the best awareness when it comes to run blocking. But I don't think any of these things improve awareness. What does IBK stand for? I'm going to upgrade that. It's not going to boost his overall. Let's see what it does boost. +1 lead block, +3 run block finesse. Okay, lead block is actually something I want to upgrade with him. Quentin Hodges, same thing. +2 awareness, +2 pass block finesse. Love the awareness upgrade. Boost him up to an 80 with the morale boost. And Terry McLaurin. I mean, what do I want Terry McLaurin to improve on? Terry McLaurin, for as great as he is, does run some shitty routes. And it might be a Madden glitch more than anything. I'm going to just go deep threat. Boost him up to a 95 overall. All right, let's go ahead and advance the week. And let's see who we're playing in the divisional round. And it's going to be the Minnesota Vikings. All right. Let's take a look at the playoff bracket. So we, of course, defeated the Detroit Lions. The Panthers end up upsetting the Rams 28-18. And the Vikings edge out the Bucks 17-13. So we'll see an NFC South matchup. The number 1 seed Falcons take on the 6 seed Panthers. And we, of course, will be going to Minnesota to take on the Vikings for the NFC divisional round. The AFC, the Bengals, end up taking down the Colts 28-14. The Ravens end up upsetting the Bills 24-16. And the Texans take down the Dolphins 35-21. We will see the Bengals host the Texans, as well as the first seed Chiefs host the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, so I'm going to try to stream tomorrow at about 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Gives me 2 hours to stream before the 1 o'clock slate of games start here on the East Coast. And hopefully tomorrow won't be my last stream. And hopefully we end up defeating the Vikings. And then at some point next week I can play hopefully the conference championship and maybe even the Super Bowl. But I don't want to make any guarantees to you guys. I've definitely made promises in the past I can't keep. Sorry, life gets in the way. But tomorrow, 11 a.m., Commanders, Vikings, NFC divisional round. Be there. Goodbye.